are limited by the time of the IPO. Every Kenyan can now buy and sell shares daily during market hours to make owning the Kenya Pipeline and making it their own asset. Your Excellency, one of our key strategic ambitions of our market is to move our market from a frontier market to an emerging market. Achieving this will put us in the ranks of countries like South Africa and significant both the NSE and indeed our country in the global investment community. As I told you, Your Excellency, in the holding room, global investors look at us and say, our markets are too small and too fragmented. But this move we are making today will change that narrative forever. Central to this upgrade is the expansion of listing opportunities and the deepening of investment options in our country. Your Excellency, this listing is significant to me personally, as it marks the last event that I preside as chairman, that I attend as a chairman of the NSE. And I really appreciate the fact that in history, I don't think we've had so many presidential visits. You came here, you made promises, and I'm glad that I am not leaving before some of those promises have been kept. So, Your Excellency, during my tenure as a chairman, we have achieved significant progress. We have accelerated the market reforms aimed at strengthening the foundations of our capital markets and positioning the NSE as more inclusive, efficient, and globally competitive marketplace. You challenged us. You said this was an elitist club for a few capitalists. But I think today we are actually ensuring that it is a marketplace for all Kenyans and indeed for all East Africans. So together with our regulators and stakeholders, we have worked to remove long-standing barriers to entry, modernized our market infrastructure, streamlined listing requirements, strengthened investor protection frameworks, and progressively aligned our regulatory environment with global best practice. I'm sure even the CEO, the chairman of ASEA, who is here, the CEO of Rwanda Stock Exchange, can attest to the fact that we are head and shoulders above other capital markets in the continent. Your Excellency, to provide more perspective, one of the key reforms we undertook is to establish a dedicated market segment for small and medium-sized enterprises. Through our SME investment market segment, SMEs in Kenya now have a clear and structured pathway to both equity and debt capital at the NSE. Your Excellency, we worked together with Safaricom on the launch of the ZD program, and we have given you a brief about the progress on that. And Your Excellency, I believe that the ZD program and the door opening to the Mamambogas and borders is perhaps the most significant achievement that this market has made. As part of our broader effort, Your Excellency, we've also reduced trading values to about a minimum of 100 shillings. So a person in the streets with 100 shillings, instead of putting that money on a gaming platform, can actually buy and sell shares. Your Excellency, we've also dealt with key infrastructure and access barriers, and we've turned our attention to the awareness and investor creation. Partnering with local media houses, we've taken our staff outside the comfort zone of talking in English, and they now have to go to Kameme FM, Chamge FM, Ramogi FM, and talk in their mother tongue about matters capital. It's not an easy task, Your Excellency. I've been on it myself, and to try and find a word like derivative in Kalenjin is not very easy. Through these platforms, Your Excellency, our staff step out of their comfort zones and are now quite well versed at educating the public. This campaign will continue throughout this year, ensuring that no Kenyan is left behind. Your Excellency, we've also launched an innovation hub to tell people how they can access and accelerate growth and access capital through the markets. We've also have a program called the NSE Empower Her program, targeted at women entrepreneurs who can come to the market, get capacity built, and also find ways to access capital. Your Excellency, when we were recruiting a CEO, we went outside the industry, and we knew we would face a challenge. But I think I've been vindicated because we have a lot of out-of-the-box thinking. We are challenging conventional norms. We are now focusing our attention on agriculture, on SACCOs and chamas, to see how we can better support them and infuse better governance. Because good governance actually creates resilient platforms for wealth creation. Looking ahead, Your Excellency, I'm confident that even as I leave the NSE, our CEO and the board are capable of ensuring the implementation of our strategic plan. Finally, Your Excellency, as a pet project, I'm also leading the charge on the art scene. We have a big art auction on May the 14th, and I would like the owners of capital, the high net worth individuals, to start to appreciate art and come forward. I've had a discussion last week with Paul Russo, chairman of KBA, and we want to see if we can get art as a recognized asset class by the Central Bank of Kenya. Then that way, all boats rise and artists will be able to get their due reward. Your Excellency, we are not just focusing on attracting new investors, but also in building long-lasting investor confidence and transforming the narrative on capital formation in our continent. Your Excellency, listing of Kenya Pipeline is a bold move by your government, and I'm sure that the public will reward this move by ensuring these shares have traction. History has shown that every global financial hub, from London to New York, from Tokyo to Paris, has been founded on the back of dynamic capital markets, and we are no exception. It is therefore our respectful appeal to you, sir, that we do not stop here, that this becomes just the beginning of the listing of many more state-owned assets. In conclusion, Your Excellency, allow me to highlight the remarkable progress we continue to witness in East Africa. And the fact that we have Rwanda and Uganda in the House today, and they have put significant resources in this IPO. I therefore welcome our brothers and sisters from the region to look at our markets as a way of diversifying their own wealth portfolios. I leave a final message as a chairman, especially to our country, to the political class. As a nation, we must safeguard the credibility of our markets. The progress we have made should not be taken for granted. It has taken many years of discipline, sound policy, and trust building. The political class should not politicize this market. Analysis is correct, it is right to analyze, and it is right to share opinion. But it should not be done in a way that compromises investor confidence. We must decouple politics from our markets. Kenya's capital markets have the potential to unlock immense value to our citizens, attract regional and global investment, and position Nairobi as a financial hub for both East Africa. So sometimes we wonder when we see some political narratives and the settling of political scores in our markets, and ask ourselves, already this IPO is demonstrating leadership of Nairobi and leadership of Kenya in matters capital market. And I really wish that we could decouple politics from the market. Your Excellency, as we mark this important milestone, we recognize something equally important. You made a promise, and you have kept your promise. And as I sign out, let me also appreciate my own family. They're here today with me, because it's my last day. My wife, Rosemary, and my children, because they've allowed me to spend long hours away from our businesses, away from my family, but to do things that will impact the country and hopefully serve other generations. Your Excellency, thank you. And I really, greatly, deeply, and truly appreciate the confidence that you've shown in us. And thank you for messing up my retirement plans and taking me to lead the pride of Africa. But we shall do so with zest and with gusto. Thank you, sir.